Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. I've not long since bought one of these Chinese diesel heaters, and I've got it set up for the first time very roughly. I've got the controller in the shed and the rest is outside. It's all mocked up very crudely, and I've just done one test with it and it seems to be fine. And I'm just starting it up again on the second test, and I'm running it on paraffin, and we'll just see how it goes. And it's going through its startup procedure at the moment. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it actually. Bit of a job to get it primed, but it's not too bad. Hi YouTubers, welcome to one of my videos. This is my Talbot Express, dated 91, 92. It's an auto sleeper and it's Rambler GL. And if you're thinking of fitting one of these Chinese diesel heaters, they will fit and you don't take up too much room in the van. Now I'm going to show you where I've fitted mine. But first of all, I'm going to show you under the bonnet. This is under the bonnet of the Talbot Express 2.5 litre diesel non-turbo. Now if you need to take off a point for the fuel for your diesel heater, it's very simple. You don't need to drill the tank, the fuel tank on this vehicle. It's very simple. Now near the brake servo, directly in front, is a fuel filter, and on top of the fuel filter is a priming pump, and this is for priming the fuel for the engine when you change the fuel filter and things like that. Now I don't know whether you notice this is the output from the filter before it goes to the fuel pump, and on the end here is a bleed nipple. And it's the same type that's used on brakes. So what you can do is you can put your fuel pipe on here for your diesel heater. So you can do two things: remove it and drill a hole all the way through the original one, or you buy a new one of these, bleed nipple, and drill a hole through that, and then you just attach your fuel pipe to your diesel heater. And to prime it, to get the air out the system, you can utilise the pump here. It's just pressing it in. So you can run your pipe from here to your diesel heater, wherever you're going to mount it, and to prime it and to get the air out the system, you just press this several times and it will pump the fuel down to the diesel heater, providing there's nothing on the end of the pipe. Very simple. Now you can run, if you want, the thin diesel pipe to your heater through here, through the dashboard into the heater that way, or I know you can see down there's a chassis member, so you can go down to the chassis member and run it along there to your diesel heater. Now I'm going to show you where I've installed the diesel heater itself. Doing some more work on the Talbot Express, and we've come to the conclusion that the gas fire that's in here is okay for sort of mild winters, but we've been getting some really low temperatures lately, so I've decided to fit a diesel heater. And it's very difficult in a small van where to find a space for it, but I found a space without using too much cupboard room up, and I've started to chop the floor up, and this is some of the, I don't know, wood chip I think it is, insulation, and I managed to cut a hole in the floor for the plate. One of the things I'm finding, because the carpet is so thick and the insulation, I'm going to have to cut the carpet away, or remove the insulation under the carpet if I can, and below the heater, otherwise it won't tighten down on its gasket here, because if the insulation is thicker than that in the floor, sorry it's out of focus, see what I mean, in this gasket, it won't tighten down to the floor properly. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to sort of mark the carpet and probably remove the carpet and the insulation so the heater will go down, but I've got to try and make it as neat as possible, which isn't easy. Now I'm inside the van, and I'll just show you this. This is where the sliding door is, and if you've got a Talbot Express, you'll know, let's just do that, let's take that off. This section here near the door, it's got two little bolts. You lift it and this section comes out to make the bed, and it's the same the driver's side. So I'll just put that back away, and you're going to utilise part of it. Right, put this back in the floor, put the bung back in, okay, put the mat back down. Now on the driver's side, I've installed it here. So this is looking at the driver's side, and basically what I've done, let's move this junk out, move that out. I've put the heater in here. So I've separated this unit so it comes out completely. Let's pull it out. So I can now remove half. So where it hinged this side, this will only make sense if you've got one of these vans. So what I've done, I've built the heater in the bottom half of this. So I've lost half the storage space, and I've made this section here, so where these would hinge from there to there, took the hinge off, I put a back on it and a bottom on it, so I can actually take it out completely. So if I've got a passenger sitting here, they can still put the legs down, and it still means you can use that hatch there. So under this board is the diesel heater. I'm going to switch the camera off while I lift it. So the diesel heater and pipe is under half. I've just made this as a shelf, which sits down there like that. And then the heater is there, and it goes into here. And then here I have a fuel tank, because I'm not running mine on diesel, I'm running mine on paraffin. And paraffin you can purchase, or heating fuel or heating oil, you can buy it at 65p a litre, whereas diesel is about £1.32, £1.35 a litre. So I've actually put a tank in here. I can still get the table down here if I want. This is just the water hose for drinking water. I'll just put down here, and I've made this so the bolts that go through here to the other side are wing nuts. So what I can do is, in the winter I can have a tank in here, and in the summer I can take the tank out. Just undo two screws, take the hose clips off, lift it out, and I've got this room fully back. So the only space I lose is half of one of these storage areas, which is pretty good. So I'm quite pleased with that. And what I'll do, I'll just show you the control unit. And the control unit here for the diesel heater has a very big plug on it. But on this Talbot Express, it's got a clock here, and it has a very big hole in the middle where the clock goes through. So what I've done, I've put a V notch in the hole, run the cable through, and the cable runs all through this storage area. Now the air intake for the heater actually comes through the gaps, through this cupboard, through these holes, so I don't bring any air from the outside. But I can do if I wanted. All I've got to do is drill this further down and put the heater. And so it's a bit short and messy, this video, but it's already installed, and I didn't do a video when I was fitting it as such because it was too damn cold and I needed to get it done. And if you've ever done a lot of filming with your camera, it does take up a lot of time. This is a view under the van on the Talbot Express, and here's the exhaust for the diesel heater. Here's the main exhaust of the vehicle there, and hopefully, although we can see that, that's where it goes. Sorry, I've got the shakes here. That's where it goes through the van floor. So I've got the air intake here, fuel filters under here, fuel pump. There it goes all the way along here. This part coming across here is this one is a normal exhaust, and it comes out here, and that point there with a hole in it is the actual jacking point, and that's where it comes out.